Hello, everybody. Obadiah Cole here. Learning is important. It's something we do to figure out and understand the world around us. Without it, we'd either be dead or stupid, neither of which is ideal. We can, however, improve our learning and become smarter. As a result, becoming more effective in whatever we do, improving relationships by understanding more and creating better, deeper connections with those around us, and getting better results in whatever work we decide to do. One of the largest influencing minds in the world today, in terms of intelligence and learning, is the famed Tony Stark. While he's not considered smarter than Reed Richards or, Moon Girl, he's most definitely the most well-known person fitting this intelligence category. Now, I know someone might bring up Shuri, and yes, in the movies, she understands and knows a bit more than Tony does. However, she grew up with better and more advanced technology than Tony did. And frankly, there aren't enough moments to actually determine how intelligent she is in terms of learning new things. He, on the other hand, demonstrates his ability to learn and adapt by his entire story. Quick spoiler alert, from the moment he proved this as a child to the moment he built the first Iron Man suit in a cave to his final moments, in which his sacrifice, which saved countless lives, depended on his intellect to crack time travel and make that one chance possible in the last place. Enough exposition, though, because I want to let you know a secret. That guy, the one that wears the suit made of not actually iron, Tony Stank, you can become as smart as him. You can teach yourself and train yourself to be able to learn anything. And as you practice that skill, you will be able to learn more and more and faster, whether you're 13 or 130. Now, as a disclaimer, and to put it simply, it won't be easy. It'll take some work, but I honestly don't think that things in life are worth doing if there's no effort put into it. And besides, I'm here to help make it as easy as I can and put in the hours of research so you don't have to. First of all, to continue on the topic of work, in many cases of learning, issues can tend to lie not in retention but attention. Having retention and remembering something in exact detail can be important, don't get me wrong. But to actually learn something, you have to make sure that you stay attentive to whatever you're trying to learn. Involving yourself like this in the material kind of tricks your brain into deciding that it's something important, which tends to help with maintaining a strong memory and understanding of the topic. For those that are adults or are on their way to becoming adults, one of the greatest factors of assisting with learning is finding why you're learning it and why you need it. This part can be difficult because if you don't know the subject, then you don't know what you'll be able to do with it. For some people, deciding that you need to know the topic for your career can be enough. For others, you might have to, however, do some research on the field to find out what it can be used for, what its value is. Once that's taken care of, the most common way people usually stay attentive is by taking notes, with the notes that are best focusing on quality over quantity, such that they don't necessarily write absolutely everything down, but they write what helps them remember the information, whether that might be 90% of the material with all different wording, or if it might just be a picture of a penguin on a skateboard. It's even better to go back to those notes later and review and retake the notes in different wording to view it in a different perspective while using the same information. Next, the biggest way that one can be attentive of the material is by practicing. Some people out there might like homework, but There are a lot that don't. For some people, they might like it, but get nervous or anxious about doing it. Unfortunately, however, homework can be really good for you. If you aren't in school, or you're learning something outside of school, or even if it is for school, there are a few different ways you can apply what you're learning. Let's say you're learning particle physics. There are a lot of numbers and symbols that can't often be translated into the real world without some sort of fancy, expensive lab equipment. However, there are textbooks. Textbooks are a great tool for not only having a source where you can learn the material, but most of them have practice problems and exercises that can be done to help apply what you're learning about. On the other hand, some topics might not be as written about, either because it's a very specific kind of niche topic that might not have a lot of demand by the general public, only specialists or experts in the field. Or it might not be as written about purely because there isn't as much known about it yet. In cases like these, it's good to create projects for yourself, where you find some interesting way it could be applied. This works both for theoretical subjects as well as more tangible ones. For example, if you are learning how to code, you might make it a project to create a simple video game. Overall, practicing and using information increases understanding and solidifies it in your memory, making it much easier to use on later situations and recall it when you need to. Now, just as a little side note you can use to zone out during and process what I've said, if you've watched any of my past videos, you may have noticed that my hair tends to be a little inconsistent. That's because my hair is long, and I can't afford a haircut. You can do something to help this cause, though. I have strategically placed a GoFundMe link down in the description below, through which you can donate to me. I won't be using any of that money for haircuts, but I do hope to eat someday. And every donation made will help to make these videos better and better with more and more interesting content. Back to the actual content, and on to the next order of business, by moving on from keeping attention on the topic to more indirect methods. Now, I know it's pretty basic, but something key is to respect your biology. Your brain is part of your body, and your body won't work if you don't take care of it. While some people may have different needs than others, we all have a few things in common that we do need: rest, food, water, and protection from the elements. Without these, you will die. And I believe that the saying attributed to René Descartes, cogito ergo sum, or I think therefore I am, works both ways, where if you are not, you cannot think. However, I may be wrong. Back to those needs, though. Rest is one I often hear people don't get enough of, whether it's in the form of sleep, breaks, or information overload. I do agree that pushing oneself tends to be good for those that want to get better at something, but too much of something is generally not good. Another key point to respecting your biology is exercise. Humans were first built as hunter-gatherers, so daily exercise was very regular, and throughout the years our DNA hasn't changed much. We still need exercise to function at the best of our ability. I know it's difficult as we've shifted toward a largely sedentary lifestyle, and a lot of people work most of the day only able to sit. But think of some type of exercise you enjoy. Whether it's riding a bike, jogging, lifting weights, or even just walking. If you can manage to find 30 minutes 3 times a week, That's all you need to get started. The exercise will help with improving cognitive ability, mood, and even your energy. It's very important, but often overlooked. Lastly, as a bit of an honorable mention that isn't talked about much, but is still important, is to be confident in the fact that you're bettering yourself, to have the courage of your convictions to follow through. Because when you come out on the other side, sure, you may be a little beaten, a little worn down, but you'll be better than you were before. You don't have to be confident in knowing and understanding what you're learning yet. You just have to be confident in the fact that you're learning it. That's all I have for today, but I'll be returning with another video on how to become smarter and learn more effectively sometime in the near future. For further in the future, I plan to expand more on what I talked about today, as well as have a video or two dedicated to improving memory. Hopefully I won't forget to do that. After that, I want to broaden the field and explain actual topics in various subjects, likely relating more to math and science, since I'm more familiar with it, as well as do some interesting projects in the future. So let me know if there's anything specific you want me to do down in the comments below. Other than that, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Other than that, subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the bell. Good to see you here, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.